Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Israel Brief. I'm Rolene Marks, bringing you the top stories from Israel every Monday to Thursday, right here on this very platform. Where do you find us, you want to know? Well, you can either find us on our Facebook page at Lottel Site or on our YouTube channel at the Israel Brief. And it's election day, so without further ado, let's get into those election recaps. Well, as much as we have to date. Yes, Israelis have gone to the polls in this, our fourth election in 2 years. What can I say? We love democracy so much in Israel. We are doing it 4 times, and as they say in the classics here, elections happen but twice a year. So where are we holding so far? And we won't know results until possibly later tomorrow or on Thursday. There will be a slight delay because of the coronavirus pandemic and social media norms. But what we do know is about 25% of the voting public have cast their votes. The voting booths are open till about 10 o'clock tonight. We know that President Rivlin has voted for his final time as Israel's president before he steps down on the 9th of July. And the chairman of the various parties, Yair Lapid of Yesh Atid, Benny Gantz of Kachol Lavan, the blue and white, and the Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu of the Likud party have cast their votes to date. So please note that while we don't have results or anything yet, we will keep you updated as the week progresses. And don't worry, for those people who have tested COVID positive, we have made allowances for them as well. They can pull up to the bumper. Well, at least in their cars, they can vote in special voting booths designed for people who need to keep a very, very safe social distance. But we cater for everybody, and it is encouraged that if you are an Israeli citizen and you haven't yet voted, go out there and exercise your democratic right. In other news, we now focus on our favorite topic, which is normalization. And in the run-up to this election, the Prime Minister alluded to the fact that potentially 4 other Arab states might normalize ties with Israel. Now, those of us who are watching these movements very closely and perhaps playing normalization bingo, and come on, admit it, you are, well, at least I am. Most of us are looking to the Saudis to see whether or not they will be the next state to normalize. However, the Saudis are emphatic by saying that they will not normalize ties until there is a Palestinian state. And speaking about the Saudis, they put forward a peace proposal to the Houthi rebels in Yemen to try and end the war that has been taking place over the last couple of years. If the Houthi rebels agree to this, the Saudis will open their ports and airport to the Yemenites. And in other news, many of you follow rugby. I do have to confess, I'm not much of a sports fan, but I do know a momentous occasion when I see one. And in a friendly match that was held between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, Israel trounced the UAE 33-0. And in other good news regarding the UAE, it is rumored that a railway line will be built from the northern port city of Haifa here in Israel to the UAE. So really incredible things happening, and this is what happens when peace takes flight. And our final story of the day is a lot more serious. This entails the horrific assault on an Orthodox Jewish woman rather, in Stamford Hill in London yesterday. The heavily pregnant woman in her 20s was walking home when an assailant came up from behind her, tried to throw a hood over her head and punched her in her stomach. Police are calling for witnesses and are on the hunt for the assailant, who they've managed to identify through the closed-circuit television cameras. This is one of the latest attacks on women in London in the last couple of weeks, and police are investigating whether or not the motive was anti-Semitic based or if it was gender based. But if you are watching and you are in the London area, and if you have got any information, please contact your local authorities. So those are the top stories making headlines today, but don't forget that we will keep you updated and informed through our website. You can check us out at www.layoftheland.online, that Facebook page at Lottel's site, that YouTube channel at The Israel Brief, our Twitter feed at layoftheland5. Interact with us there. I'm Rolene Marks. As you can hear, all our neighbors are home today. It's the day off so that people can vote. And we'll chat again tomorrow, where hopefully I will have some election results update. Until then, wishing you a safe and a healthy rest of your day.